so excited!
I am so excited. Oh, I'm coaching fall ball again. I'm coaching baseball again for Little League. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. That's starting up. I want to say later this week, we're going to start throwing in some practices. That's going to be fun. Got some new guys and some returning guys. Always exciting to figure out who you got and what you can how you can develop them, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Also, waking up butt ass early for me. For me, now, back in the day, used to wake up at like 2:30 in the morning. Now I wake up at like 6-ish every day. But tomorrow morning, I'm taking my kids and my son's friend fishing, and that should be fun. Or it could be a complete fucking nightmare. I have no idea. We'll see. Only time will tell. Somebody's got to be grumpy, or somebody's got to get a hook in the armpit, or so. I don't know. Something could go wrong, but I already got some snacks. That's the most important part. I'm just gonna watch. I ain't fishing tomorrow. I'm just gonna hang out and play on my phone the entire time. That's basically all I'm gonna do. And if they're thinking it's gonna be an all day affair, they're mistaken. It's gonna be like 3 hours, and then all right, time to go. We done. If it gets slightly hot, do you think I'm going to be out there? No, because I'm a bitch. I don't want to be out in the heat. I don't. Today it's like 101 degrees here in the Denver metro area. I think tomorrow's going to be somewhat similar. Fuck that shit. That's why we're leaving the house just before 5 or just before 6 o'clock, picking up his buddy, and then driving like 10 minutes to the lake, and then we'll be good. Right. That's a great thing about most places is, there's a fishing spot 10, 15 minutes away, wherever the fuck you live in the United States, usually. Usually. Well, especially Colorado. There's tons of fucking lakes. Anyway, that should be a lot of fun. I got some good beef jerky. Yeah, I'm set. I'm set. It's just going to be one of those things. I know it's going to be constant. Dad or Scott, can you help me unhook this fish? I mangled its face. Or it pooped on me. This fish pooped on me. That's what it's going to be. Honestly, now I'm freaking myself out. Now I don't know if I want to go. I don't know if I want to go. Dad, is it normal if you is it okay if you rip the lips off of fish? Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's a fish. Uh-oh, Peter. Peter called me. Scott, you can't do that. That's mean. Not like I'm going to do it, but if I, let's say, did, it's not going to go to waste. There's fucking pelicans and other fucking birds over there. Or I could throw it in the bushes and a coyote will get it. Jeez, get off my back. It's the circle of life. Have you not seen Lion King? Christ almighty. But going back to fall ball, coaching fall ball, I'm very excited about that. And already, started making notes of things that we need to work on with the boys as we start up the season, see where everybody's at, make sure we're installing the right mindset of how to play, and making sure that once you get these fundamentals locked in, it's going to make the season a lot more fun. So I can't wait. I can't wait. That's right around the corner. And you guys can't wait too, because then I'm going to be bringing it up every other fucking episode. Like, guess what happened? Okay. I made a child cry. All right. How about that? Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day. Got a ton to get to. A lot of crazy stories. Crazy. I say that every episode, but every freaking day I'm surprised about the stories that we run across. Holy God. Today does not disappoint. And when we get to the sports section, holy crap. Shedeur Sanders has been given a gift from the football gods, but does he do the right things with it? We'll see. We will see. That's coming up later in the show. But right now, what you need to do, if you haven't done it already, hit the subscribe button wherever you're consuming this, or hit the follow button, or whatever the hell it is. Also, click on if there's a like button per the episode, do that, rate it, whatever you got to do. Just interact with the show. It helps disperse the show to new listeners. Also, remember today's show is presented to you by the amazing folks over at Roof Goat USA. Check them out at roofgoatusa.com, and you can go ahead and set up a free evaluation where they come out and tell you what the next steps are for you in your roof. And it's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it. We'll get into a little bit more about Roof Goat USA. Today's show is also presented to you by the great people over at Kirkwall Group. Now, if you're running a business, you're going to need help with the back of the house. Let's just be honest. Back of the house stuff, it gets grueling. That's why you need someone with experience and is trustworthy. That's why you need the Kirkwall Group, because they can take over that stuff for you. Put your mind at ease so you can work on the front of the house stuff. And they got over 30 years of experience. Richard and the Kirkwall Group, they understand that you and your business, you deserve someone who's efficient, timely, accurate, cost-effective, focused on your success, and is working to save you money. Kirkwall Group can help you with your bookkeeping, accounting management services like CFO, controller, accounting manager, projects and support, as well as tax planning and preparation, like income, property tax, sales, and use tax. I say all that stuff. Just go to kirkwallgroup.net, kirkwallgroup.net. See everything they can do for you. And if you got a business, what they can do for your business. You got to check them out. Again, kirkwallgroup.net. It's Kirkwall Group. We count what counts for you. And what we need to do right now is go ahead and do it. Let's jump into headlines.
Let's go! Let's go!
And now, here are the headlines.
Squatters are really fucking annoying. You see that on TV where somebody will just squat in somebody's house. Somehow they get access to the house and then they refuse to fucking leave. And there's some weird fucking laws where they can't go in there, which is just absurd. If I go in there and start beating the shit out of them and like it's my fucking house, I don't get that shit. Don't get it. Not a lawyer. Don't understand it. But anyway, over in France, if you go over to France, don't fuck with the farmers. Because there's all these squatters. 400 squatters-ish decided to squat on this farmland. And the farmers are sitting there going, get off our fucking land, please, for the love of God. And they can't get them to move. Squatters are being dicks. This is the second time they've done it. And just, there's 400 of them. That's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. So the farmers are like, listen, nothing's being done about it. They won't leave. We have an idea. The brilliance of a farmer's mind. This is called country justice in my mind. So they decided, you know what we're going to do? Since they won't freaking leave, we're going to mix in these big old giant water trucks. You know those water trucks that at the back of them, they just spray out water, as the truck's driving along. You see them on construction sites and stuff like that. They decided, let's mix water with feces. And let's go to where these squatters are and just unleash the shit water. And that's what they did. And there's this video. I posted it on my Facebook page, facebook.com/DeHuff Podcast, or just search DeHuff Podcast on Facebook. You'll see what I'm talking about. God damn, I love farmers, country justice. It's so freaking hilarious. The squatters are like, chasing the trucks, trying to jump on the tractors. But stop it. You're so mean. Like, you're literally squatting on my land. Do you think we're going to sit back and do nothing? Here's some nice shit water. Enjoy. And there's a couple of these squatters that just get absolutely drenched in this shit water. Oh my God, it's awesome. That's what you get. Listen, if I do something wrong, I can't get mad if I break the law and somebody punches me in the face because, let's say, I'm trying to steal their wallet or something. I can't sit there and cry like, oh my God, I'm the victim. You can't cry the victim in this situation. Same thing. You cannot get mad at the farmer for spewing poo water all over the place. Right? I think it's brilliant. Brilliant. No word yet if they've left. This literally broke. I'm recording this right now around 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Tuesday. It's going to air later tonight. So no word yet if the caravans of these dickhead squatters, if they've left or not. I hope to God they did learn their lesson. Ugh, God, so disgusting. Then I'm like looking up, do I have any good sound bites that would go along with this story? All right, so here's one.
Shitter was full.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah.
The shitter was full. So we had to do that.
Shitter was full.
Yeah.
And then let's see, there's this one.
Little punk thinks his shit don't stink. Well, just to let you know, your shit does stink. Stinks like shit.
It's a good one.
Sometimes you eat a shit sandwich.
That's right. Sometimes you do eat a shit sandwich. If one of those squatters is running around chasing the tractor with a sandwich in his hand, guess what? Guess what he's eating?
Sometimes you eat a shit sandwich.
Yeah, probably not going to taste good. Probably not going to taste good. Then there's this one.
I just thought you had the shits. I was going to tell you to stay clear of the breakfast burritos. Too much of the chilaquiles.
That soundbite works if you're a squatter that took a nap, wakes up to some commotion, takes a big whiff, like, oh my God, I knew we shouldn't have ate all that Mexican food last night.
I just thought you had the shits. I was going to tell you to stay clear of the breakfast burritos. Too much of the chilaquiles.
I didn't know. Seriously, I thought that's what it was. I didn't know they mix poo with water and then start spraying it everywhere. My goodness gracious.
Shut your butt.
Okay, I will. Don't be a squatter. Man. If somebody tried to squat in my house, I will get in the house and I will beat the living fuck out of them. Oh, no. I do not like that one bit. Not one bit. Jesus Christ. The U.S. Department of Agriculture is using an argument scene from the 2019 film Marriage Story that has Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver in it to scare away wolves from farms along the west coast of the United States. The scene, I'm reading from the article, in which an estranged couple played by Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver loudly, intensely vent their frustrations. Like, you're an asshole. No, you're an asshole, okay? Yeah. Is among several audio clips being used by the USDA to scare wolves away from livestock farms. Listen, that's creative. Wow. This is 2 stories in a row where farmers are just being way brilliant thinking outside the box. Way brilliant. I love that. Let's see, Paul Wolf, an ironic name of the USDA, he's a district supervisor in Oregon, said, I need the wolves to respond and know that, hey, humans are bad. Whoever thought of this, and if it works, brilliant. So random. The drones are being used to blast the audio, and they've been playing songs including AC/DC's Thunderstruck, Five Finger Death Punch's Blue on Black, as well as sound effects like fireworks and gunshots. That's so fascinating. Then I'm like thinking, wow, you're playing a Scarlett Johansson, Adam Driver scene from a movie, a romantic movie. I've never seen it, but you know what they should do, just so they know that, humans are just like bad people in general. Especially certain individuals, terrible actors as well. If they wanted to go that angle, play some Steven Seagal movies. Steven Seagal, what a piece of shit. I've heard nothing but bad things about Steven Seagal. And what's funny is, back in the day, I used to love his movies. Used to love him, always breaking people's bones and doing some weird Aikido or whatever the fighting style is. And like if you've seen a picture of Steven Seagal recently or a video of Steven Seagal recently, those are the ones that they should use because let's be honest, Steven Seagal looks like shit. He does. He does look like shit. Let's just say he looks like he ate like 3 people. That's what it looks like. And now he's like a citizen of Russia. Just saying, kind of fucked up. Kind of fucked up, bro. In this political climate, I'm just saying. Just saying. Steven Seagal. But going back to the thinking way outside the box of let's just play a large argument of people, really going at each other, play that from loudspeakers, and it's going to freak out the wolves. Hey, if it works. That being said, could you imagine if you're unaware of this shit and all of a sudden you're camping and you hear, Thunderstruck just ends, and then all of a sudden you hear a bunch of people yelling at each other. And then it's Steven Seagal, I'm going to take you to the bank, Mr. Senator, to the blood bank. Ding, ding. It's just bad clips from Steven Seagal. Speaking of Russia, I'm not a fan of influencers. And this Russian influencer just, okay, come on. People, use your fucking head when you're making these videos. This Russian influencer named Mariana I can't, guys, you know me. Barutkina, probably spot on. Probably nailed it. Didn't even know. But anyway, this Russian influencer was attempting to reenact this Nicki Minaj Stiletto scene from a music video. And apparently it's been going viral where people are, they're bored. So they're like, let's do a challenge, the Nicki Minaj Stiletto challenge. By the way, side note, this lady just had a fucking baby like 2 weeks ago, maybe a month ago, something like that, right? So she's trying to do it. This is the challenge. She's up on her countertop in her stiletto heels. One leg is on say a jar of pickles or whatever the fuck it was, and the other foot is just up. So she's doing this on one foot, and then she topples backwards and breaks her freaking back. Come on. Listen, guys, think of the consequences. She's a grown-ass adult. She's an influencer to her children, okay? She's in charge of babies, and she's that dumb. Think of the consequences before you do stuff. Just because you're trying to get clicks, you're trying to get views, etc., just so you can get a chunk of change, you're putting your life in jeopardy. How stupid of you. My God, I'm not a fan of influencers, especially the ones that do stuff like that. Because there's going to be kids out there that are going to be like, I want to do the stiletto challenge. They're going to do it, and they're going to be on some bridge somewhere, and then they're going to fall in the water trying to do it, or something like that. Everybody's always trying to shock and awe to get those views in order to get those clicks, which can add up to change in your pocket. Fucking idiots. Sorry. I don't have sympathy for that. If it was just on the floor and she's trying to do it, that's one thing. But she's up on the countertop. And then she fell over, probably landed on her back/neck, and then jacked herself up. Jesus Christ. What a dumb reason to go to the hospital. But I'm sure, listen, doctors, nurses, you've seen it all. You've seen it all, and you need to tell all, because I want to hear more of those. Anonymously, okay? Please, for the love of God. Please, somebody send me some to huffpodcast@gmail.com or at the Huff Podcast. I want to know some crazy, funny emergency room stories. We've talked about plenty of them over the years doing this show, like Grandpa slipping allegedly up in the attic, and then somehow an artillery shell goes right up his anus. Oh, I don't know. I slipped and fell. Didn't even notice it till my wife said something about it. Oh, I'm sure that's what it was, sir. Stuff like that. I don't know how all those eggs got up my butt. I just snorted into the microphone. I'm sorry. But come on, people. I do know one in a buddy of mine, his buddy, like his best friend, did a stint as an emergency room doctor, and he said that there was a guy that came in once with I think it was like a Noxzema bottle up his back end. Come on. And the guy swore up and down that he fell in the shower. I'm sure they get lied to all the time. I can't imagine. Firefighters, first responders, all you guys, you see it too. You ladies, you guys, you see it all. And then people are like, oh, no, I don't know how it got up there. Sir, there is a cantaloupe up your butthole. Oh, God. That's disgusting. That can't happen. Well, maybe it could. Maybe it could. I don't know. I don't want to think about that anymore. I don't. Anyway, wow, we took a weird turn. We're not even done yet. We're not. Anyway, don't be dumb. It scares me more of the next generation or the younger generation that hasn't experienced a lot of failures and hasn't experienced a lot of other people's failures, not just their own, to learn from people's mistakes and their own mistakes. So there's going to be a lot of these idiots doing these challenges and not thinking about the consequences. I know it sounds annoying, but you got to think about what's the negative outcome if I do something like this. And you hear stories of people, falling off of a bridge because they're trying to take a selfie. They're skydiving and they're trying to adjust their straps, something like that. There's always something. Just start searching Darwin Awards, the people that die for stupid fucking reasons. And I haven't done it lately. Maybe that'll be the next episode. I'll look up some Darwin Awards in honor of today's show, because there are so many morons out there that die for stupid reasons. But I imagine the influencer uptick is adding to that pool of stupid deaths. It's kind of fucked up, but geez. Hey, we got more coming your way, including the mailbag and, of course, sports. But right now, what I want to talk to you about is Roof Goat USA. They're the GOAT. And if you need somebody to check out your roof, they do free inspections. They'll come out there, give you an evaluation, see what the next step needs to be. Is it a simple, we can fix just this part, or is it, okay, you know what? Your roof needs it. It's a complete overhaul. We'll work with the insurance while the insurance is willing to work, because that's something on the horizon that you don't want to admit to. Get these done now before, I hate to say it, before insurance companies start backing out, which they're already starting to do. So get somebody out there, get an inspection, see what the next stage is, and Roof Goat USA is the place to go. They are the GOAT. They've been in the business for over 23 years. They understand the headache that comes with fixing a roof. By the way, they've been dominating out in Michigan, and just this year they came out to Colorado, and they're starting to work out here too. And it's pretty freaking cool. And it's cool because they listen to me when they're out in Michigan. You're welcome. And I'm helping spread the good word of Roof Goat USA, because whether it's a repair, replacement, insurance claims, Roof Goat USA's experienced professionals are committed to delivering reliable and durable solutions. They're going to make sure they put the best product up there for you to make sure that it's going to be out of sight, out of mind. They prioritize the safety and comfort of your family, making sure that your home is well protected against all the elements as they're working. And then after they're gone, like I said, out of sight, out of mind, because they do only the best work. Roof Goat USA also guarantees their work. I know a lot of people guarantee their work, but guess what Roof Goat USA does? They're the GOAT for a freaking reason. 30-year coverage from install date. That's all materials and labor for 30 years from date of install. That's the Roof Goat USA way, guys. Come on. They're the GOAT for a reason. I could say that till I'm blue in the face. I don't want to because that means I'm going to pass out. For all your roofing needs, go ahead, contact the GOAT, 303-495-4630. Again, 303-495-4630. Or if it's easier, just go to roofgoatusa.com. Again, roofgoatusa.com. Experience the Roof Goat USA difference today. And what we need to do right now is, once I find it, let's do it. Let's jump into the mailbag.
Mailbag. You've got mail.
Well, yesterday's show, we were talking a lot about if I was a wrestler, what would my name be? Okay, I got a lot of interaction on this one. The dude on Spotify said, how about Scotty Big Balls? I forgot how funny that sounds when you read it out loud. Scotty Big Balls, no. Then he said, the Schizo. It's kind of like half my name, the Schizo. Mother Banger. I like that one. Hey, speaking of banging somebody's mother, Connery, no. Stop it. I'm just saying, I banged your mother last night. Okay, Connery, get out. Stop it. Let's see. Carl said wrestling names from Chat GPT. He said for Scott DeHuff, he must have copy pasted. Considering his podcast personality, funny, sarcastic, bold, you want a name that sounds strong, has some humor or edge, and is memorable. Here are a few options with themes. Let's see. The Huffinator, classic, intimidating tone with his name built in. Kind of like it. Kinda, yes, no. DeHuff Destruction suggests chaos and dominance. I like this last one. The Mile High Mauler, if you're leaning into the Colorado theme. I like it. Now entering the ring, the Mile High Mauler. I like it. Yeah. That's a pretty good one. Dell sent me a message on Twitter. He said, you could be a tag team and be called DeHuff and Puff. Matter of fact, why have you not opened a head shop or vape store named this? It's a good question. Probably because it's a kind of a dirty industry. I still not. I remember when the weed industry was first coming out, and there was a few people that came to me and a few other guys, and they're like, "Would you want to help invest in this?" And it just back then, especially, I just wasn't comfortable with it. I'm still not comfortable with it. Plus, the green boom is sliding away. They were really peaking, and then now all these surrounding states, it's legalized, and plus the newness of it is wearing off to a lot of people. So I think that's why a lot of people are these businesses are struggling. Also, there's still a nasty stigma with it, and the people that refuse to admit that it's not that bad. So anyway, Dell, thank you. John said, isn't it usually your pet's name in the street you live on? Mine used to be Conrad Nasua, something like that. Because I believe, John, it's the street you grew up on and the pet you grew up with or something like that. So mine would be Sparky Nickel, which I actually used once as a traffic reporter name when I was on 103.5 The Fox. I only did that station once. I was filling in for a lady named Susan Phelan, who always does traffic reports, does an amazing job. She's been doing it forever. She's also a rock and roller. She's like a badass, I think, bass player, something like that. Anyway, she was out on vacation or something like that, and I was in the rotation to fill in for her. And I got hammered the night before. And it's not like I do that very often. And I had to wake up and be to work at like, say, 5 a.m. It was terrible. And I'm like, Sparky Nickel. I'm Sparky Nickel. It's southbound. That's what it's fucked up around Colorado. Watch out. I'm puking. stuff like that. Anyway, it wasn't good, to say the least. But what is good is if we jump into sports.
He's walked the hallowed grounds of Folsom Field, Coors Field, and Mile High Stadium.
He runs at the 50. He runs at the 40. The guy is drunk, but there he goes.
It's time for Sports with DeHuff.
We've been talking about Shedeur Sanders quite a bit lately, and me as someone that does this show out of Colorado, obviously we're keeping a close eye on former CU Buff quarterback Shedeur Sanders, who's now with the Cleveland Browns, and they just said that he's sitting fourth on the depth chart for the Cleveland Browns. But good news. Dylan Gabriel and Kenny Pickett are injured. I hate to say that's good news, because you don't want to wish that kind of negativity on somebody. But anybody that has ever watched sports knows you can lose your job to injury. Just like anybody can lose a job. If you're out sick and whoever fills in for you does a kick-ass job better than you, listen, it might not be immediate, but you're going to get moved around after that. If it makes more sense to have somebody else in that position, because it's going to make us more successful as a company, in this case, as a team, then you're going to make the change. Well, those two individuals are hurt. So Shedeur Sanders, while he is sitting fourth on the depth chart, Joe Flacco obviously being the number one slot, they're letting Shedeur Sanders get the start on Friday night against the Carolina Panthers in Carolina. I think that's great. This is his opportunity. Life can throw you these great opportunities. It's a matter of you capitalizing on this. This is his chance. And there's two avenues that can come out of this, the two paths that can be taken out of this. One, well, as far as positive, he can go out there and just light it up. And what that will do is give him good tape. Good tape for somebody to want to trade for Shedeur. Okay? Make him interesting to another franchise. You guys have him at the fourth spot. We want him. You drafted him very freaking low. So his value isn't insane. But if he gets some good stuff on tape, that's great for Shedeur. Also, and I don't see this path manifesting, that would be that he shines so bright that the Browns are like, wow, we got to bump him up to the number 2 spot. For whatever reason, I don't see that happening. I think there's the owner that we were talking about the other day, Jimmy Haslam. I don't think he cares for the Sanders family, and I think that's partly why they're shoving Shedeur so far down. And for whatever fucking reason, that I think the Sanders family just rubs him the wrong way. And he can't wait to part ways with Shedeur. But if Shedeur goes out there, plays lights out, does an amazing job, hopefully that gains some interest from another team around the league, and they get traded, because this is the time that it's going to happen. I really doubt that he plays so freaking good that they're like, wow, we're going to put him at number 2. And sure shit, they're not going to put him at number 1 behind or over Flacco. So the point is, it's his opportunity to make some noise and let people realize they made a mistake. He has a lot of pressure going into this game. He just needs to go out there. Don't do a bunch of dump-offs. You got to throw down the field and manage the ball. Make sure you're not turning things over. You do that, make some smart plays, throw into some tight windows. You're going to make other franchises around the league pick up the phone. That's the hope. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of negative eyes on this game that are waiting for Shedeur to fuck up. Oh, look at him pat the ball every time he throws it. Shut the fuck up. Look at every quarterback out there. The majority of them do that. Jesus Christ. This is a great opportunity, and I hope that he's successful. I hope he goes out there and makes some noise, some positive noise, and I hope he leaves that franchise. Because at first I was like, oh, this is great. He's going to end up doing well there, and then it's just like they're shoving him. Everything I'm reading and hearing out of Brown's camp is he's doing well. And they're looking at, a lot of people are looking at Dylan Gabriel, who's sitting at the number 3 slot in the depth chart. And they're like, he's not impressing anybody, and he's not doing as well as Shedeur. We'll see. We'll see. It also depends on who they're throwing against. But the best thing that could happen for Shedeur, he goes out there, plays like a champion, and gets traded to a better franchise. Right? I think we can all agree with that. I think if you're a Browns fan, you can agree with that. That Jesus Christ, they have way too many quarterbacks on their roster. I mean, they got like 5 fucking quarterbacks on their roster. They're ridiculous. Joke of a franchise. You would think that they would be getting better, but they're not. They're not. They should have kept Jameis Winston as their quarterback. I know he's a gunslinger and he had a lot of interceptions, but holy crap, he made things exciting and he did not give up. He was I liked him. But whatever. Hey, that's Browns. Browns doing Browns things. And hopefully Shedeur Sanders goes out there and makes a name for himself in a positive way and gets to move away from that disgusting franchise. Sorry. I don't think there's another way to say it. They're a terrible, terrible franchise. And the way they manage people. Like, I was hoping Myles Garrett would have ended up going somewhere else. That didn't happen. He's not going to win a Super Bowl with the Browns. What are you, fucking high? Jesus, Myles, go somewhere else. Go to the fucking 49ers or something like that. Okay, go to Denver. I know that's not going to happen, but my goodness gracious. It's absurd. Anyway, you guys are amazing. Hopefully you laughed a little bit in this episode. Don't forget, don't be a squatter. You go be a squatter, there's a good chance farmers are going to spray poo water on you, okay? Just saying, that's a possibility. You don't mess with farmers. You don't mess with the country folk, okay? Because country justice, it stinks. It stinks for you. It's just not a good thing. It's going to end up bad. Good luck getting that shit water out of your fucking clothes. That's terrible. Good walk into Subway after that. Be like, oh, man, where's your bathroom? I need to rinse off. Because I don't have a home because I'm a squatter that's been squatting on somebody's farmland. Dickheads. Anyway, thanks for supporting the show. Thanks for making this the #1 comedy podcast in the state of Colorado. You guys are amazing. Really do appreciate it. If you can, spread the good word of the podcast. That always helps me and helps this thing continue. It also helps my sponsors like Roof Goat USA as well as Kirkwall Group. Those companies are amazing and they deserve support as well. And if you'd like to be a sponsor on the show, please, or you know somebody that needs some advertising, have them reach out to huffpodcast@gmail.com. Again, huffpodcast@gmail.com. We can start a conversation and see. I got a huge menu of options of things that we can sponsor and advertise your company with this show. But anyway, you guys are amazing. Thanks for supporting me and the clients as well. You guys are amazing. Have a wonderful day. Let's continue to move forward. I'll talk to you next time.